good morning. Once again, another webinar, long time no see. And we are gonna today going to present, the Outlook options that we have. This is Business Central. The idea is that why not to let me just give you some instances of what we have here. I'm currently in Outlook. This is my own Outlook, but look at this. I have my Business Central connection from where I could create documents, be on the meetings, on our calls, or communicate via email, and continue to work within Business Central while we actually do so. So I could be a sales representative, guys, and suddenly somebody asked me a quotation, okay? And hey, I don't know, let me check and let me open Business Central. Don't worry, we can just do so from your actual Outlook. That's just an instance. This is a customer trade research. I can see the sales operations and the amounts basically here. I can check here how many documents maybe. If I want to verify a previous quotation, why not to navigate to that? And this will be the quotation I did for 1,928 for this person selling this product. 1936, and well, a lot of different data here about the totals and totals of a sales operation. Of course, this is a view that is just for Outlook as well. We can maximize it, pin it, but in the end as well, there are plenty of different other features. Like for instance, if we want to continue working in Business Central, for instance, the same information that I have just sold that you already posted. These are invoices or documents, and then I would like to send by email. And we don't want to, once that I'm in Business Central, I don't want to have to go and open Outlook and then, well, do my stuff. But all the thing is that we have this small automation to then just create emails with a specific body you want. And here I will send as well a attachment, right? That will be everything automatically created, so that's fine. Sincerely, Jim Olive and Kron is working in this company, so I'm sending this, right? And the idea is that, with your user communications and everything else. And there are some things that are in the midst of all of this integration, which are the contacts, for instance. I have different contacts to be able to communicate either in Outlook and here in Business Central. Here I can see an email and my own email in the top. But how then do we synchronize it? Because you might have plenty of different information in both scenarios, or because you work in the past in the both platforms. But as well, we have information, let's say, about the customer. This customer as well requires, look at this email. This is my customer that I was talking about, School of Fine Arts, but I have an email here for this company, right? And then as well, I can see that in Outlook if necessary. Okay, I have all of this as well as contacts. So behind the scene, we have master data that we just simply connect, right? And if it's synchronized, then we are gonna be able to then do this type of operations like sending emails with automated functions. And well, that's good because the idea is that it saves a lot of time. That's all the way. But how then do I integrate it? How do I start with these? From where I like it, I would like to try it and see even more, because yes, there's this was just the introduction. But now, in Business Central, if this would be, let's say, for the first time that I want to try, right, these add-ons, the for me, for my user, in Outlook, right? And then the general process requires, well, it depends of how you want to work, but you could use it for your own use. If your organizations allow it, you can install Business Central add-in only for yourself to try it. Maybe you are the administrator. So how do we start? And the administrator, or contact your administrator if you are not sure. But let's say that this needs to be tested at some point. So let's just go to begin to the tell me what to do function, right? And what I'm going to do is look for the following instruction is get the Outlook add-in. Actually, if this is not an extension, this is not in our marketplace. We have a marketplace of different apps for different functionality, but this is just a simple instruction, right? So if you want to make note, just get the Outlook add-in. It is just quite easy to understand. And then we are going to be presented with this information, right? Just next. And then in the end, once you recall that, well, this is going to send you a sample email. Why? Because, well, for now, I'm an administrator. When I will be receiving it, you need an Office license, of course, to access to Outlook, and you need to be a Business Central user. That's the only thing that we need here, but that, well, that's a prerequisite, even if we want to try the functionality, being able to access Business Central. And here we're going to receive a sample email message. The thing here is that after that is done, well, you're going to receive this. Actually, we are all set up. Welcome to your business inbox in Outlook. So that's fine. Okay, without leaving Outlook, we can then just start working. And then you're gonna receive a after the reception of this, when you have this email already, we are going to be able then to open the add-on here directly from Outlook. So it's a requisition that we do for Microsoft for our own user only, just to begin. And then we have this small window. And then what it does, let me just show you, for instance, I will be having this meeting, okay? I'm currently in a meeting with you guys. You're one of my customers. You try to purchase something, right? And the idea is that, well, we want to access some information and verify if I can sell something to you, let's say. So what I'm going to do is access to my meeting, right? Here I'm joining actually this current meeting, right? That will be basically the idea. Here I have, well, this current meeting where we are discussing whatever, but it will be important to mention, right? I'm with you guys in the meeting, selling a product or offering information, whatever. But you suddenly ask me, I want to know, Noe, if you could help me with a sales quotation. Okay, through the meeting, I can present you my products. So from here, I could create a quote, an invoice, a sales order, sales credit memo, and from here as well, what I can do is just connect the Business Central app directly, right? And then it's going to start. Let me just reload this, right? It's going to be able to take a look at my information back in Business Central. There might be contacts, information, or look, for instance, here is Gabriel Araujo. This guy is currently in our meeting. I can see that currently I haven't sold him anything. These are zero opportunities, okay? Segmentation is to what segment Mr. Araujo belongs. He might be, well, he's a teenager or an adult, male, female, etc., right? That's our segmentation. And business relationships, he's, well, my contact, basically in Outlook. So we follow up. We have a small CRM module in Business Central to follow exactly this type of statistics that I'm explaining here, right? So this is perfectly fitting, it's matching well some of the sales opportunities or sales processes, right? We can do a presentation, then do an estimation, and then present the final product and sign the contract, whatever. But here is, and you could add your notes, whatever. But any information, any work that you do with your contacts will be shown. And as well, let's say, okay, I have verified what more or less the characteristics of this customer. Why then we just not create a sales order immediately? So from here, I would be, well, we are in this demo session, having a conversation with Gabriel, and then this is asking me, do you want to create this person? This was only a contact, right? This was only a contact person that I have in your Outlook that could match maybe a company that you already have in Business Central. Maybe Gabriel works for Optimus and Optimus is my customer. So I would like to link Gabriel to my currently existing company, Optimus. So we can then come back to Business Central, and if I have a sales order, would be for the customer, not Gabriel is my contact, so to speak. Okay, and here I can see the customer list. So I could say, hey, Gabriel Araujo works in this or of other companies, so let's link it, right? And then in the end, we can just it's the quotation, or otherwise, well, if this is going to be a new customer, right, then we just create this a new customer. And then, well, I have just aborted this creation. We don't actually, I'm not going to create Gabriel as a customer, but from here, that's exactly the idea. We are in different meetings, we have different emails, we need to send the emails to different people, right? Right away. Okay, and that's the idea. While we work, we open the Business Central, right? And for the sales process, we as CRM processes, we just still need some additional training. That's the idea. But for here, for Outlook, then this is the way this is going to work. Basically, remember, even though it's very appealing to continue showing this functionality, right? We are on the technical side of the process is how and what not only what it does, but how we integrate with Outlook, right? Now, the other thing is that this is connected, as you can see here, I'm using Outlook Office Online. 365 is the new name of all of these products, right? In the cloud, Microsoft in the cloud, Word, Excel, Outlook, etc. So that's what I'm using, okay? I'm using actually currently my own account. Let me see where it is. And the idea here is that, let me just show you some of the features of Dynamics 365 so you can understand what I'm trying to say. In the cloud, for those of you who doesn't haven't seen, Word, Excel, and everything, uh, this software, right, and others, of course, Microsoft is a big family of different sources. The idea is that we are unifying everything. That's what we are doing, okay? Everything in one single platform. So this is my Office 365 account. You can see other products that I use oftenly. I can see Excel, Visio, I don't know. But here, I have one single access to then open all of these apps. And the same is going to happen for Outlook, and the same is going to happen for Business Central. Now, if you're using Business Central, either on premises, what else could be another criteria? You don't want to actually leave, right, this type of office apps for your people, okay, to be able then to look at everything that the company has or use a progress or anything. But you sometimes would like to have like a centralized deployment. What I mean is that only open our Outlook. We are we are not open to go with Office 365 in the cloud, like is showing here with all these beautiful apps. I just want the Outlook. I want to be isolated. I don't want connection with other type of in the cloud features, right? That's why I'm mentioning the example of on-premise. But if you are in the cloud anyway in Business Central, and then you only want to centralize operations to transmit to Outlook without having to share with the entire universe in Microsoft 365, we still have one way of saying of doing this installation. Let me go to the a assisted setup, so we can just talk about a little this other way of centralized deployment, so to speak, from where we just need to let me just show you where is here is Outlook and centralized deployment. I'm going to start with this. The idea is that yes, we don't want to go open in go to Microsoft 365 or anything like that, but we want to be like more or less isolated, only Business Central and only Outlook sharing information. It's only that. If you want to do that, then go to the centralized deployment in a system setup. Okay, what this would do is going to ask you, okay, what do you want to do with this deployment? Okay, because this is how everything will be determined and how we'll be managing your information. So we want to check the document view, deploy it, and the contact insights to do exactly what I did. I have contacts in Outlook, in Business Central. You can convert and create quotations. You can convert them to customers. Okay. And then once you select that, just download this. This is going to download a zip file, by the way. So you're going to get a file of all of these customizations that we do. Okay. And here, well, this is going to tell you, okay, now you are configuring 365, right? But in a centralized environment, and we are going to deploy to the users or to the group of users, right? This app only for the persons we actually wanted. Okay, so this is not like the open the world for the cloud technology, but still want to use it, but want to have a more private um, environment. All right. So let's download that file I have here, Outlook add-ins. It's a zip file, by the way, that you are going to be downloading. But here we have another window, right, which is the administration center, okay, of 365. Here we have our users and other ideas, but here we have the add-ins section, okay. The idea then is that once you get your email file, then let's just upload it. Let's click on here this plus icon to upload then this file basically. So in this way, in this manner, we are installing ourselves these files into the actual environment. So you are using Business Central, is isolated, you still can just do so to at least share this information. So once we get it, we remember the contact XML, the document view XML that I told you to check. Then this is going to be downloaded, right? And we just are going to upload by ourselves the customer. Okay, so this is how then we do it, right? And you will need to assign the user. Okay, this is going to actually use it. I cannot just do it right now. We are actually running on the a connected version in the cloud. Okay, but I just wanted to show you just in any case you want it. Okay, when finished, you can always change the deployment if needed. Okay, in the admin center. Remember, this is our admin center, and this is this. Let me just give you an insight. Um, I have here different apps, and my admin center is here. Okay, so this is it. So download from Business Central your file and upload into your admin center, which is actually this. Okay, here you're gonna see users, devices, and groups, because in the end, what we really want is to provide access to some users. We do it through groups. So we have a new users or active users here, all right, all of them with emails. Okay, so I see an accounting team with their own email, right? And that will be the next step. Hey guys, I want to send sorry, information from Business Central. I have a lot of people as users. Okay, I have my Outlook set in. I saw how Noé did it for himself or for any other user in the two flavors for my own use or for a centralized installation. That's fine. So what do we do now? Okay, because in the end, what I want is just to be able to send emails, to as well, not only to perform activities outside Business Central in Outlook. Let me just show you what will be the idea. I'm going to cancel this. I don't want a centralized deployment. And let me just show you some of the options we have. Okay, here the idea is that at some point, right, we would need to, for instance, start sending information from Business Central. So let me just open a purchase order. For instance, an invoice, okay, posted purchase invoice. So here, just to mention, a purchase orders works for me to actually, yeah, purchase items to different vendors. The structure goes like this. I have a vendor name here, and then I'm purchasing to from this vendor this item, swivel chair red and other characteristics. This is the amount to pay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you are purchasing and you are creating this in Business Central, but how do you communicate this information to your vendor specifically, right? And then, well, of course, that I can just print this document, okay? And then just if the vendor is in front of me, well, just to immediately print it and give it to the vendor, right? But in this moment, I can just, for instance, uh, open and see the PDF. Okay, but I don't only want this. Okay, I would like to receive some help from Business Central, right, to help me sending the previous email that I show you. So this is a printed version, nothing else. But you will need to open Outlook and start preparing your message and blah blah blah, right, and send you a simple document. Now, we don't actually need that. We have a final setup that is important to mention. Once we access to Business Central, there may be different people that can use actually, yes, the email functionality. And here I would need to create this person. I'm going to add these emails that we are talking about. And then this is going to ask you, hey, how, according to your type of deployment, remember that we can live on this new idea of Microsoft, the 365 universe, okay? So I can use it if I have it, okay? Otherwise, only my current user or use the SMTP to send emails. What is SMTP? Is a protocol to start sending emails, but not using your own email, but the company's email. Okay. So I'm in Optimus. Our email is optimus.guru, operations at optimus.guru. And you might be receiving sometimes emails from us, let's say from Optimus operations. And this is as MTP, this is our global. Or what do you want to set up? I want to set up, well, myself. In this case, I have actually an account in Microsoft Office 365, and we just then continue and insert our information, okay? The idea here then is that, for instance, you're gonna end up with a user card like this, with this is an email account. And well, for me, it's valid for me. It's noe.wellman at optimus.guru. Okay. And this is connected to what we call Microsoft Exchange. If you were wondering how this magic happens, is through this service. So we connect through different apps, processes, Business Central, Outlook, Word, whatever. Okay. And here we can send and test an email if you want it. Okay. I'm going to be receiving an email or compose an email from scratch just to test for the first time, very first time. But in Business Central, we have as well some permissions because you don't want these people to start sending emails in all the areas. But I was referring that this guy might be a sales representative, okay? And he can actually send sales invoices, okay? So this is it. In the previous purchase order, I was only just to able just to print a purchase order. But what about the sales invoices? Okay, because I have added already that permission. This will be basically the actual functionality that we have added. It's not only printing, but send by email. Okay, and with PDF if you want it. But what these functions do or will do for you is that now Business Central, if you want to send a document, in this case for a customer, it's going to take the email, all right, from your contacts in Outlook, send it to Business Central, and include that person in this automated email. Hey, hello, School of Fine Arts. Thank you for business or sales or whatever you want to add here. And this is total, okay, for your sales operation, whatever. This is going to arrive at a specific date. We have those algorithms that help us actually to check information in the documents, like in this case, right? These algorithms actually go into my invoice that I'm about to send, this PDF file, This is a sales invoice. This is a very simple report. Okay, we would add your logo here and other stuff with the specific information you need for your customers. But you have a way now from where now you have communications basically. So this is as well now what I have done with this functionality. It has algorithms to include your email body, to include information about the specific document you are working for. Purchase, it will be a purchase order, maybe with the cost and plus taxes, whatever, right? And in this case, well, this email is just completed. So I'm gonna send it. These are fictitious emails, by the way. I mean, a demo environment. And anyway, I was just showing what you can do there, but here I'm sending still the email accounts, and I show you that this person can do sales invoices. But if you want other scenarios, okay, the idea is that we can actually reassign or create for this person more and more. So for instance, if I want Mr. Noe to check the email scenarios for what could be assign purchase orders, email printer, all right? What else? A notification. Or here is my purchase order, okay? I want to be able to send them. I want to be able to get an automated email, right? Or a quotation as well, if needed. It depends on what this person will be doing. I'm just showing you the different permissions, what this person, we have different all the documents that can be sent through email, all right, we automatically with these functions, and we just need to add to the actual a scenario list, right, the actual document we are thinking, right, to that this person can be managing. Okay, so then to do this last action, you need to add your new user, add the permission, and you can see here, well, by clicking just my name, what I can actually just send. And this is new. This was released recently, right? So very easily you can add different people to use Outlook. It's like, well, everything is getting easier. In the past, right, we would need to integrate, customize, program here and there, make tweaks, but this is done, so you can just follow these instructions and everything will be now available, right? So you can then, once again, could start using the Outlook functions to actually just work normally. Now, like I'm doing, you don't require any other process or additional process, right? Now, okay, we've seen some of the functions, right, that connect now my own user, and you then assign basically those scenarios, and with that you are basically done. Now if I want at least to, let's say, um, add an email, right, for your entire company, so please go back to email accounts, right, and use, while you click new, I let's say want on optimus.guru account, click on next, create a new user, right, and select SMTP. Okay, this SMTP user, when it's added, this will be the email that belongs to the company, so you can immediately consider that all emails will be sent from your actual business email, okay, or company email as well. So don't worry, just add it, and well, it's going to work. So instead of sending emails from my current user, which is Noe, well, I might be using as well the Optimus email just in case, and it depends, well, what according to the permissions, well, what user is capable of doing, right? So we understand that we can then send documents by email. We can verify our contacts. Let me just show you the contact list. And we are gonna go back a little to the master data. Contacts. Okay. And what is the contact that I will be receiving in Outlook? Okay. Let me just show you this criteria. And this might be as well if you use CRM. If not, let me explain you what it does. Okay. This contact information is important for me because I have customers. They are here involved. Okay, all my real customers are involved. But in each company, I have people that work in that company. Like Robert Towns work for Adatum Corporation. Okay, so if I write an email to a Adatum Corporation, actually it's going to go to Robert Towns. If I want it, then I can create multiple people, okay, that work. For instance, Mr. Robert Towns. This was an Outlook, like Gabriel Araujo in the beginning. He was just an Outlook contact. If I transfer it to Business Central like I did, right? If I finish that process, then I'm gonna get this person from Outlook into Business Central as a contact, okay? And then, well, this person or company, it's up to you. What's the difference when we actually synchronize this information? If this is just going to be a person, all right, we might use then specific information from this card, but as well, we can generate sales or invoices for this person, but that in the end actually as work is a company. And a company for me is as well a customer, right? That works. This is another entity. This is a company. This is my customer, right? That I'm going to invoice at that corporation, but it happens that Robert Towns is my contact from Outlook only, okay? And to check the interactions, for instance, or the history, I have a cover sheet that I have sent already to this person, okay? I have already printed it, by the way. So I have communications with all these people. That will be basically the idea. So for instance, I have another company that is called Alpine House. Okay. And apparently, well, this is the actual company. I have sent already the statement. I have sent the cover sheet by another contact and a sales order. I have already sent a sales order to this company. So the thing here is that, well, this is a contact, Ian DeBerry, that works for Alpine Sky House. And from here, I can see if I have called him. We had a meeting. I sent him what I did. Okay, first sent the cover sheet, then the quotation. That's what I have done only with Ian DeBerry, right? So all these are contacts for me. All right, that will be basically the process, so we can understand why these iterations are then thought. And from here, for instance, once again, if I want to make an invoice, now I'm coming back to Outlook while I'm in the meeting with you, with everybody here. Once again, I offer to you my products, right? I mean, we are in Outlook in this meeting session, okay, in Teams. And currently, I'm using Business Central not through the meetings, but from the actual email section. Okay. And from here, I receive an email or something, and then I can create a quotation basically. So this is then once again the contact. Okay. I have one company that is called Trade Research. Helen Ray is in my Outlook contacts. So I'm going to be able to receive. Here is basically, if I have more, I can redirect to more contacts this email, no problem. Okay. And here, well, I'm generating a sales operation from Outlook, but using, okay, as well, if I go, for instance, to Trade Research, I will try to open back in Business Central the actual customer Trade Research. Here it is. Okay, so I have Trade Research. I have already sent a statement and a cover sheet. And well, this company Trade Research, my contact is Helen Ray. Okay, so if I come back to my email, okay, this will be going to this company, but through my contact Helen Ray. With that in mind, okay, the idea is that as I just send information, or I have other type of options. For instance, if you want, you can send approval request. That's for approval. So that will be sending another email to somebody else to approve it, right? Or, well, just immediately, let's say, if I want to complete the document and, well, before you go through the meeting, I'm going to be able to sell information, to sell items. And this is now sending information back to Business Central. As we speak, I offer you my products. And well, that's how then if you remember, when we integrated Outlook in first place, we integrated two things: the contacts, which is Helen Ray, and the documents, which is this posted sales invoice that has this number, PS 103215. Okay, so we are integrating now two things. We are not going to be able only to send emails, right, from my Business Central. You give permissions for that, no problem. But if I just come back and can actually work from either Outlook or Business Central, because if you are a sales representative, as the normal example we are just mentioning, right? Then I would like to maybe take my Android telephone or my tablet and continue doing my work, right? But in the end, well, as I'm not in the offices but visiting my customer, well, I have created this invoice, okay, in my Outlook. And this is now Business Central. I have received all this information, right? I was selling this item, and suddenly here is the total that this customer needs to pay. Anyway, at any given moment, right, we could continue sending more information, or well, even from here, print it again. So all the functions are there. They are just like the foundation. But we are adding now then the option to start in a meeting or through an email that you read, and then create this type of solution, right? Just immediately. And just to mention, we have others that you would like maybe to have if you want to correct any information, right, from here, or if needed, I know this is for Mexican localization only. Okay, and then, well, if I want to, let's just take a look at trade research once again. Here is trade research. This is the actual company, the customer that I was talking about. Okay, and here I can see as well that trade research is I'm creating a sales from the sales department. Okay, a customer. This is medium. So other characteristics that we have in Business Central. So a lot of master data is getting here attached. Okay, if we are sending information. It's almost like if it's a new Business Central. For me, is very cool. Okay, it's very cool to be able to work like this. If you don't like this small size, okay, you can still maximize this window basically. Okay, so just click here on maximize, and this is going to be open in another window so you can continue working. Okay, and here that's good because here I can see the H accounts receivable report and other stuff, right? And guess what, this is still right a Business Central, but now I'm not using neither the actual Business Central page to have access, neither Outlook. This just open a pop-up window, and from here, well, everything is just saved. We don't have to click save or anything, right? Just basically that. So these are the two basic functionalities: work from Outlook and send documents from a Business Central. Okay, automated emails, which is so cool, right? But in the end, the integration, how you want to do it, it's up to you. This could be using the Office 365 linking. All right, so we can actually just use the same credentials and share this entire world. I have Outlook, Word, SharePoint, and other stuff. I have everything, okay, basically to show at any given moment because we have integrations with a lot. And this is the cloud. Once again, why do we have all these apps if I'm only using Business Central? Is because Microsoft is moving to the integrated universe for different solutions so you can just continue working right inside Business Central. But sometimes as an accountant, for instance, love Excel. Okay, sales representative would love Outlook, Word, or even Excel, right? OneNote if necessary. Okay, so this is then the Microsoft 365 world or universe I'm talking about. That's one way of installing Outlook. If not, if you only want Business Central with your Outlook, nothing else syncing, well, for that to happen, we can download once again the Outlook add-in into our zip file, follow the first part of our video, download it, and upload it into your admin center. Okay, all of us have the admin center. If we just go to, once again to the apps, okay, here is my admin center from where, by the way, all the users that are active are, but here I have a sections of addings, at least for my company. And from here, if I click on this plus button, you could add your Outlook adding to as an app in this environment, only in this environment for a look at this. And I have integrations with Excel, Dropbox, a what else? Zoom, okay? So there are specific this is, let's say, my products that I can use using my account, but I have add them manually. Okay, it's not dependent of the license of Office 365, but what I add here. And by the way, just in case if we forget it, okay, any given user that is here in our administration list, okay, the idea is that we would need to have some licenses, okay, don't forget that. To understand that last thing is optional. This is for Outlook, but anyway, I might think that at some point you will need to verify if you have specific license. Okay, here's Mr. Noe Wellman. We have a section of licenses. We will need the Office 365 if you want it. I have my Business Central Premium. In this case, this could be Essentials or others, right? And I have other permissions. Here I have Office 365. If I didn't have it, this license, well, that's for the universe of Office 365. This is how I open Excel, Outlook, Word, Business Central, and others, right? So just to mention that the licenses that you will be needing, okay, for the active users. There is some other, once again, configurations, okay, that I am not going to touch today, like how to create a user from scratch and then so forth, right? Other ideas that are there, okay? But for us, we have integrated apps. That's the idea. And this is referring to Office 365 Universe, right? Still in my admin center, you can see my users and other ideas. And you are going to be able to find the integrated solutions. If you want more, yes, we have they exist, okay, but not all of the apps are related to Business Central. Okay, I would like to use PDF maybe to download it, integrate it, look at the Salesforce for Outlook. Okay, there are different other products out there in the market that will be working with the Office 365 accounts, but just for us in this moment, for Business Central, they at least the Outlook at it is not published here. You're not gonna find it. The idea is that you download it from Business Central directly. Okay, so basically that's the idea. Okay, thank you very much for all your time. We have then just reviewed more or less the idea of what can we do with Outlook. Do it by yourself, test it, right? If you need some additional help, please let us know. And oh no, I forgot one thing. One thing, and this is sometimes a good question that I always have when it comes to email. We have an approval workflow, okay, that where you can add users to actually start receiving emails, so to speak. Let me say Diana. Diana is my manager. Let's say Diana is going to receive a is going to be part of our workflow, and as well Mr. Noé, right? Two persons will be maybe approving documents, okay? We just need an email here so they can participate and receive emails directly from the actual approval workflow. So let's say for purchases, we have functionalities to send approval workflows for purchases, but let's say that Mr. Noé, okay, I just need the email for Diana, and they are going to they will be receiving additional emails for approval workflows, all right? So behind this as well, we have a full functionality, a module for approval workflows. But yes, the idea is that we can set up these processes, right, to actually work within Outlook as well. And just to mention, so we can just move with the real information that we might use that is related to Outlook, right? The workflow templates. Okay. If you want to implement approval workflows, we can do it for well, we just need an administrator, finance, general journals, payment, cash receipts, whatever, right? In finance. Then purchases, why not to create a new vendor, but this needs a review, send an email to somebody to check that process, okay? Purchases, okay? Remember as well that I can send documents, right, through for a user and assign permissions. Well, they are more or less related to the approval workflow as well. Okay, so we have purchase documents. Look at all of them. Sales and marketing. Okay, credit limit, customer approval workflow when we create something, a new customer, and sales documents. If somebody in Outlook, okay, want to send an email for the sales operation, whatever, but I need an approval from my manager in the sales department. Okay, send it through Outlook, send it through Business Central. Anyway, the trigger for the approval workflow will be then just activated. And the Outlook will do everything behind the scenes, sending emails to all the approvers required, either for purchase or sales or whatever. And it's going to generate an email as well, right, for these people. Okay, so these are more or less these tools that we have, how they use them, if you want to try them, and how to install them. If you have any additional question when you follow this process, maybe the permissions, or maybe you are not an administrator, just let us know, communicate with your administrator. This is a little bit technical, still functional, okay? The idea is that we do not require to customize anything to communicate with Outlook anymore. These are just simple setups, okay? But still good to have conversation with your administrators just in case, okay? So thank you very much for your time. Now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for another webinar. Very cool. And if you have questions, just please let me know, or as well send us an email at Optimus operations at optimus.guru. Okay. Or my personal email is noe.wellman at optimus.guru as well. Okay. So thank you very much for your time, and then see you soon in our next webinar.